Hi, Algebra 2 students. It's Miss Taz. We're going to be completing the square today. So I know you're taking notes. I have 2 problems that we're going to do together and then 2 that you are going to complete for homework, including the assignment that I gave you in class if you didn't finish your classwork. Alright, so we're going to be completing the square, and this is a little template that I have right here just to help us get started and for you to use for your homework. First thing is you're going to be given an equation set equal to y or f of x, and what you need to do is you need to get this part by itself. So the goal here is to take this standard form quadratic equation and put it into vertex form. That's the main goal of what we're doing. So first thing here, once we set it equal to 0, we will add 5 to both sides. So I'm going to carry that down right here. That's going to be our 5. And now this part right here should look familiar to you from class. So this was our C value. And the question today, and the patterns that we were doing, is how do we get that C value? How do we get it? So Dylan Margolis said, hey, if we take our B value, divided by 2 and square it, we'll find that. So in order to find C, we're going to take B divided by 2 and square it. So -4 divided by 2 squared, right? So what are we going to get? We're going to end up getting 4, right? So that goes here. Now, I can't just randomly add 4 and not over here. You have to balance your equations, right? So if I just randomly add a 4 in here, I have to add a 4 in here. So this piece is going to give us a 9. Over here, we have to factor this. So if you want, you could use your diamond puzzle going through. We need 2 numbers that multiply to equal 4 and add to equal -4. So we hopefully know those are -2 and -2. So it's -2 and -2. And then that's the same thing as writing x minus 2 squared. Bring the 9 down, equals 9. Last step. Okay. Last step is to subtract 9 from both sides. So to move this over. And so what essentially you will see is you'll see x minus 2 squared minus 9, and it'll be set equal to 0. And we'll just put the y back in its place. So I just moved the y on the other side instead. So our answer is y equals x minus 2 squared minus 9. And this is our ultimate solution. This is our goal right here, to put it from standard form to vertex form. That's our goal, and we'll take it a step further in class next time. Now, this step, this factoring step in here, can actually be skipped. So we learned in class patterns to get from here to here. Remember, this is what we called in class, if you look at your paper, this is our D value. So Julia and Leo gave us 2 different ways to find D. Okay, so Leo said if we know C, we can just take the square root of C. So C is 4, so the square root of 4 gives us 2. And then the sign, see that minus right there? That minus will carry from this minus. See that? Minus, that minus, the B value here will carry down. Alright, and then we have Julia, and Julia said to find D, another way is you can just take B and divide it by 2. So B divided by 2, B was our -4. -4 divided by 2 is just -2. And that actually is a better way, because then really you carry the sign with you. It's just one less step to kind of remember. They're both valid and good ways to find it, but alternative. Okay? Alright, so problem number 2. Problem number 2. Here we go. We have, here's our B, here's our C. So the first thing we're going to do is set it equal to 0. Then we're going to add our 8 to both sides. Remember to pause me at any time if you need to, if I'm going too fast for you. So then this 8 just gets brought over. Now here's our B, here's our C. Remember to find C, we take B and divide it by 2 and square it. So this time it's not an even number. So I'm going to leave it in fraction form because that's what I wrote down. If you have decimals, you're welcome to do so. This is 9/4. Now what I add here, I have to add to both sides. This is also going to be 9/4. And then we have to factor from here. So what multiplies to equal 9/4? This one's hard. This is why we learned that pattern. And adds to be 3. Ooh, that is so ugly. So can we just bypass that altogether and just go from here to here? You know we can, because we learned that last class, right? We can go through with either Julia or Leo's methods in order to get from here to here. Remember, this is your D value that we're looking for here, our D value. So to get D, you can divide this B value by 2, or you can take the square root of this. Either way, you get 3/2, or 1.5. All right, so then this 8 plus 9/4 needs to be added together. Let me see if I actually did that anywhere. Oh, I did. Look at me. So that was 41/4, which we were kind of skipping this step. So there's 41/4 right here. Again, you can use the decimal if you want. So from here, you're going to subtract 41/4. So you're going to get x minus 3/2 squared minus 41/4 equals 0. And you're just going to replace the 0 with the y. This is going to be x minus, ooh, is that minus? I don't think that's a minus. Let me backtrack. The half of b divided by 2 gives us a positive 3/2. Positive 3/2. So this is plus. Good thing I caught that. This is plus 3/2. There we go. So we have x plus 3/2 minus 41/4. And you can leave it in decimal as long as they're decimal cutoffs. Okay? All right. So, like my little pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie. Okay, so here we go. This is your homework. Homework tonight, you know that you had to complete the assignment from class, and then I want you to do these two. You need to complete the square. You're essentially putting it in vertex form. So follow the guidelines that I've given you. Follow the steps. Go back if you need to. And that's all. Have a good night. I'll see you on Thursday. Happy Pie Day.